Is the wall the most effective way to outlaw immigration?
Well, the wall is one method by which you can deal with certain areas, especially whenever you're dealing with drugs and criminal activity. There are some areas that are porous, which fencing and border wall would make a lot of sense. But also, if you don't deal with the entry exit problem, it won't make any difference. So, about 40% of illegal immigrants are in this country because they flew here on a visa and just overstayed. So, if we would create a system to where we can track people that come here and track them whenever they leave, we'd be able to deal with that problem along with additional fencing in certain parts. That would make a lot of sense, but a wall across every inch of the southern border, you wouldn't be able to do that geographically just because of mountains, rivers, and several different other things. But in certain areas, it makes a lot of sense. But if you have more wall in the areas where it makes sense, the areas without a wall, you can patrol them very heavily using technology. So I think an approach where you actually deal with the problem as a whole, you can really make a difference. And I do think that that's the approach we should take, and I think that's the approach the Republicans are going to end up at.
Right. So the wall I don't think should be taken in and of itself. I don't think that when people ask, is the wall the best method of curtailing illegal immigration, I don't think that that question should be asked under the assumption that the wall will be the only policy. Because if it is the only policy, the answer is clear. It won't be enough, and that will never be enough. So that mixed with, as Chris said, a more efficient use of technology and changes in other policies could provide a pretty significant benefit. But the wall in and of itself, I don't think is enough to be a serious policy proposal.
Well, one thing that I have noticed is that it seems that the wall is very implausible. So like Chris mentioned, that there would be rivers and mountains. There's a lot of different geographical boundaries that you have to go through in order to construct the wall. But even aside from those geographical boundaries, you have to think about the land that we're going to take. A lot of the portion of the Mexico-U.S. border is down in Texas, and so if we look at some of the different culture ideas, and so we look at Texas and the private property thing down in Texas is a huge thing, and I don't think a lot of people are going to want to give up their family land to give it to some big unaesthetic wall. But
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. We have to think about private property rights and what government takings look like. So there's a lot of things to be worked out, but we all can agree that the way we've done immigration has been a failure for 30 years. So we do need to do something. There are some good solutions on the table, and it's just the will to do them.